Predator Mania is an iconic football boot from 2002, and in front of me I have a couple beautiful remakes that Adidas has come out with over the past couple years. And in today's video we are going to be unboxing and showing you guys the brand new Vivid Red Predator Mania remake. Let's jump into it. So the Predator Mania was released in 2002 following the Predator Precision in 2000. Now that seems like a crazy long time ago. I was only 7 at the time, believe it or not, and the 2002 World Cup was one of the most iconic World Cups, in my opinion, of all time. You had players like David Beckham, who iconically wore this red colorway, as well as Raul and, of course, Zinedine Zidane, who were rocking the Predator Mania at the time. Now, this red colorway is particularly interesting because we've actually seen a remake of this particular model back in 2019 when Adidas used a different sole plate with a very, very similar upper. So let's get these guys unboxed and show you what they look like. Right, so inside the box you get a really nice old school Predator logoed bag. So you've got the Predator logoing here and the kind of interesting Mania lines going along there, and then the Predator logoing there as well. Very, very nice. And then of course these are made in Scheinfeld, Germany, so you get this really lovely little card along with it as well that says, "Welcome to a legacy of excellence, handcrafted in Scheinfeld, Germany. Each boot represents the fusion of heritage and innovation. Limited in production, own a piece of Adidas football history." So as of the filming of this video, and when this video goes live, you guys got to go to the link down in the description box below. We only have, I think, under 50 units available, so make sure you go and check the website out because you can get a pair for yourself. Some little bit of paperwork, and then you also get a little bit of different lacing. So you actually get some red laces along with them as well, which is very cool. And then as we open the box, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Red Predator Mania. It's called Vivid Red, if I'm not mistaken, and they are absolutely beautiful. Look at those. Little made in Germany insignia here on the tongue, and of course an all leather upper that was indicative of the K leather upper. Unfortunately this one's not, but the K leather upper that came on the original model. And then they're actually using the same sole plate from the new generation of Predator 25, which is really cool. So a little bit of modern tech with a little bit of that old school comfort and shot power coming from these rubber elements. So the Predator Mania has actually been getting remakes for the last 8 years now, believe it or not. 2017 was the first year we got the original Predator Mania remake, not this exact model, of course. This was a 2024 release, but we actually got a Mania remake that sort of came in 2 different types of styles. One, I will see if I can throw photos up on screen of the version that I had, which were really interesting. They were based off the 17.1 Predator, I believe, or the 19.1 Predator, and they were really interesting, and then they also remade it in this champagne colorway. So moving from my right to left, we have the Japan Blue, which came out in 2020. This, of course, is reflected in the sole plate from the Predator 19 and 20.1s and plus models. You have the leather forefoot. This is in the iconic Japan Blue colorway. Then we move on to the 2024 release Manias, which have a very similar sole plate to this brand new Vivid Red. These, of course, being based on the Predator 24 Elite and having identical uppers. So you get this calfskin leather upper, really nice and soft, very durable, very similar to what the Copa Icon 2 is now, although a little bit more robust in my opinion, at least in hand. Then we move on to this year's model, which of course is this beautiful, almost gunmetal silver color with this vivid red. And the Mania is special because this was one of the last Predators to include essentially an all-leather upper. Once we moved to the Predator Pulse, the next generation in 2004, they started to do the synthetic midfoot, which sure, maybe had a little bit of extra characteristic when it came to lockdown, but from a striking surface perspective and a comfort perspective, the Mania was one of the most beautiful football boots to have on feet because it did have a decent amount of padding here in the instep, a really nice amount of grip elements that were embossed sort of inside the leather upper, and then of course you had the iconic fold-over tongue there as well. So a a really cool pair of Mania remakes to have in the red. And then of course you have these other colors as well, which were very, very limited and now go for insane prices on the resale market. So this red colorway actually is quite unique in the sense of who actually wore this football boot. Now, it was most iconic, of course, on the feet of David Beckham, but you also saw this red colorway on players like Stevie Gerrard at Liverpool. You also saw it on Raul, and then you also saw it on Zidane, who of course wore the Predator throughout his entire career. Now in terms of legacy, so obviously you could argue one of these colorways is sort of the most iconic. I would probably argue that the classic black, white, and red colorway is maybe the most famous of all time, but in my opinion, the champagne and this red colorway are just chef's kiss. And I think this new red colorway is such a great addition for collectors who are looking for that little bit of heritage with some modern performance. This is going to be a boot that you could take out and absolutely rip around in, but I think for the most part, most people purchasing these are going to be those collector types or a player who, mad respect to you, if you decide to purchase a pair of these from us at Ultra Football, I want you to send us pictures of you actually wearing these in a practice or a game, because that is super, super cool. And in terms of fit and sizing, if you are interested in purchasing a pair here at Ultra Football, know that these fit true to size. They do have quite a bit of volume in them because they're a more old school fit, shape, and sizing, despite being on the last of the new generation of Predator. So if you're saying to yourself, well, I like the new generation of Predator, but maybe it's a little too narrow for me, this is definitely a boot that you're gonna fit in, despite it being built on the same last and the same sole plate. This all leather upper is going to stretch and mold to pretty much everybody's foot shape, and you're going to get a nice customized fit because it is all leather. So in terms of sizing, go true to size, at least based on US sizing. And then of course you're gonna get this iconic looking football boot on feet. Hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown of the Predator Mania series. Now it is so cool having all of these in front of me right now. If you guys are interested in the Predator Mania in red, we are dropping these as of the launch of this video. So go in the link down in the description box below to pick up a pair. They are gonna go really quickly just because of how awesome they look in hand and on feet. If you guys are also interested in other football boots, we'll leave some link downs below as alternatives for the Predator Mania. So if you can't get your hands on a pair, you can always go get a pair of Icon 2s, which actually feel quite similar to these without the grip elements, of course, and other Adidas boots that we have here in stock at Ultra Football. Make sure you guys like the video. Comment down below which one of these 4 colorways is your favorite. As I said, in my opinion, it's probably either the champagne or the red colorway. I love the blue and I like the classic, but white boots and red boots, something a little bit brighter, something a little bit more intoxicating, if you will, is sort of my vibe. And so those would be my picks, but let me know down in the comment section below which one would be your favorite. As always, guys, my name is Noah Kavanaugh, and I'll see you guys next time at the world's greatest football store.